Hello there guys, so I'm going to record 3 videos and that's probably it for 2014. So this video is rounding off 2014. I'm going to do a crystal grid accompaniment to this one for some of the themes that will be present in this video, and I'm going to video the Yule decorations, which was requested. There aren't as many as there are Halloween decorations, but I can do that, so that's no problem. So I wanted to start the video with a quick thank you to They Said Rock and Roll. Is it Demayana? I can't remember how to pronounce them. I've had migraine over the last couple of days and my brain is just gone. Right, and she sent me this beautiful little Labradorite in the post. She said she'd ordered like a little bag of them. It's quite funny. A 250 gram bag, and this one sort of screamed Joey, and you can see the colour. There you go. There we go. And then there as well. It's quite funny because as you can see, like last week or the week before, I actually got a 250 gram bag myself of Labradorite, and I kind of risked it. The grey blue ones are in there as well. Actually, you can see the grey blue one is shining. That's not one of the ones I got, but I wanted some more for gridding, and the ones in my local shop were okay, but the smaller ones are much better there, and I do like getting the smaller ones, but I always wanted some of the slightly larger ones. Anyway, so the whole gist of all that nonsense is that I did the exact same thing. I bought a 250 gram bag of Labradorite probably at the same time. It's getting a bit creepy. Basically, I'm doing everything that They Said Rock and Roll is doing, like injuring ourselves and then buying Labradorite crystals, and until the other one goes, oh, I did this. It's like, oh, is that alright? But yeah, isn't that lovely? And there is nothing better to get like a crystal or some herbs in the post. There's nothing better than that. It's awesome. So thank you so much. That's awesome. It's a little surprise that came today, the day before Yule. So that's fantastic. Okay. And then I thought we would talk about 2014 and some thank yous and things like that. And then I was going to talk about 2015 and the concept that I'm going with and sort of engaging with. Okay, so for 2014, it's been a bit of a slow year, a bit of a rut in some ways, not in all ways. I have things to be very thankful for in 2014. And you know, people coming and going, as is always the case, and lessons being learned. It did feel like a very, very slow year, a bit of a rut, a bit of being held back in a lot of ways, and being really forced to be still, which I'm not very good at. I don't like being still. I like to be on the go, I like to be doing things, I like to be creating, I like to be a force, basically. And with my creativity, and it's all very much go, 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 and especially in the latter half of this year, everything has been quite difficult, grinding to a halt, grinding slowly, getting through it, and reassessing and reevaluating. I guess it's really easy to look back on certain years and say this was a crap year and next year I want it to be a better year, it's gonna be better. And a lot of people do it every single year, and I really don't want to be like that, because there have been some good things this year, you know. I've got a home, and you know, I have enough food to eat, a whole plethora of crystals, as you can see. And my connection with my goddess and getting to know other people, and it's been an okay year, I think. It's been okay. It's not been outstanding, it's not been huge amounts of good news, but it's been mulling through, I think, has been 2014, just plodding on. And I think that's been my response quite a lot of the time, when people are like, how are you doing? And I'm plodding on, you know, keeping going, store's going, I'm going, keep going, plod on through. And I thought we would have a section where I say a few thank yous, and I haven't planned this out. And because I haven't planned this out, I will forget someone. So I apologise right now. I wanted to make the video. I was going to go on video originally, and basically I'm a mess because of the migraine. And I was like, oh, we'll just put a pretty setup of crystals and nice things to look at, and I'll talk. So a big thank you to Sharon. Sharon has been there for me all year, and she was there for me when I was going through some really, really difficult stuff at the beginning of the year, and she's been there ever since. She's a very dear friend, and I am really, really thankful to have her, you know. She's there if I need her, I'm there if she needs me, and it's wonderful. I have difficulty getting to know people. I'm very slow to get to know people. I'm very slow to trust people. I can be quite withdrawn, and I can disappear for days on end. I hermit away, and I always have done. And it's not personal at all. It's just needing a personal space. It's not personal against the person. It's a personal thing for me, in that I need space. You know? I need time. I need breathing room. And when I'm surrounded by people all the time, I go mad, like I am right now. It's something I don't like about the Christmas season, is that I need my space, and Christmas time is the worst time for it, because you don't get it, and it's like, urgh. Still, things to be thankful for. Right. And I just wanted to say a big love and hugs to Sharon. She's not very well at the minute, so big love and hugs. Been there for me every step of the way, as has Miss PPI Jen. Miss PPI Jen has been there whenever I've needed her. She's an inspiration, as has Nadia. Nadia's an inspiration as well. My brain is just not with me. My brain is not with me. And okay, so I'm just trying to think of other people I could thank. I want to thank people who have been my friend, and some people have sent me some beautiful, incredible things this year. They Said Rock and Roll is one, Ange is another, Tracy is another. Oh, my brain is just gone. Right, I just, you have to bear with me. My migraine is borderline, and it's been borderline for a few days, and that means that basically I can't get my words out straight, and I can't think straight. So I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody and everybody this year, because I've had some beautiful support from people. We've seen a lot of community support this year, and I think, as always, there's always been problems, but generally speaking, I think the community support this year has been getting better. I want to say a huge thank you to the Four Queens, because the Four Queens is probably my favourite YouTube channel. Continues to be a enlightened source of information, intelligent, intriguing, engaging videos that are always interesting and fun, and a sense of humour to them, and they always stop and make me think, and I really do enjoy the Four Queens' channel. There's a lot of people whom I have started to talk to in Morrigan communities as well. This is a very tentative thing right now. It's in the very early beginning stages, and it's something which really I'm trying to engage in a little bit more. I mean, this time of year again, this sort of Christmas time again, is a difficult time to do it. People are very busy, I'm very busy, I haven't stopped, my brain is gone. But a huge thank you to everyone who's part of the Morrigan community and discuss things with me and put ideas and things out there, and to Laura Dallaghan, who featured some of my work on the Morrigan community website. I was over the moon and thrilled about that. It was one of the best days of this year. It was thrilling. I thought it was amazing. So I'm going to have missed a metric ton of people, and I'm sorry if I've missed a metric ton of people. I don't value you any less. It's just, if you know me, then you know my brain hustle, especially right now. And, you know, 2014 has been a year of shedding as well. Like, not like literally shedding hair or something, but it's sort of been a year for trying to stop engaging in relationships and behaviours which don't serve the highest good. I nearly made a video about this because it's something which has been around, and been around in theme a lot. Like, a lot of people are like, if it doesn't serve your highest good, then get rid of it. And I spoke a little bit against this notion, because whilst I agree with this notion and I practice this notion myself, I think really going on about it and driving it home, and people use it as a bullying tactic. You know, I've decided I don't want to be your friend anymore, so for whatever reason, I've decided that you no longer serve my highest good, so F you. And I've seen that. I've seen that happen on more than one occasion. It's an excuse for bad behaviour, and I don't agree with it. And this has been a theme of 2014, like behaviours that I really don't agree with, and having to figure out where I stand on the line of things. What my position on certain things is. I mean, there's certain things that I feel very, very strongly about, and I'm okay with that, because that means I know exactly what I feel and I can say exactly how I feel, and so be it. And I will be honest, but I don't agree with the whole, you don't serve my highest good, so F you. And it's like, well, we can say that to everybody, and like no friendships would ever be built. And if people are only taking friendships which serve them, it becomes like a manipulation thing, and I'm only going to be friends with people who help me do whatever, then it's a bit ugly. It becomes about self-service rather than a bond of friendship and a bond of love, you know. And I'm cautious about it, but I'm quite a generous person when I can be. And if I trust someone innately, then I will be very generous with them. And in terms of things, you know, things, time, whatever. But it takes me a while to get to that point. And only to a certain degree as well, of course. I don't have huge amounts of cash at my disposal, unfortunately. I wish I did, but I don't. I'm just wondering if I've got a water. I'm just going to pause the video and grab a water. Okay, I have a water. We are all good. Delicious. Right, so moving on to next year. Moving on to 2015. So a couple of days ago I had a status with a picture. The picture, you should go check out Stephanie Poohman Law if you have not seen her stuff. She is behind the Shadowscapes Tarot imagery, and she's insanely talented. And the picture was Nimue and Merlin. My power word for 2015 is transformation. So I really highly suggest this to anybody and everybody. Now, I'm not by any means the first person to engage with this principle, and I know a lot of people are going for the workbooks, for 2015, and if they work for you, great. Do it. But for me, they just become pressure, and in a bad way, and a guilt trip, especially if you don't achieve anything that you want to achieve. And it kind of overlooks anything you do achieve, because quite often when I'm thinking in terms of what a book tells me to write down, I'm not thinking in sort of a constant flowing motion. I'm thinking, right, I need to do this, this and this, and it's very stoic, rather than when I do it without tools like that, I kind of flow, and my ideas kind of change and shift depending on where I am at any given point, and I'm more okay not having a workbook with that motion. I've come to realise that my whole life was so rigidly routine, and I hate it, and I can't bear it, and it's gone against who I was as a creative soul for so long that it was crushing me, and now I refuse to do it, basically. It's by no means the best path for a lot of people. A lot of people need the routine, and that's fine, but routine is basically death for me. So what I am doing is engaging with the idea for 2015 to take my power word, and I sat and meditated about this and really thought it out and felt it out, and what really struck me for the power word that I want to see seeded into my garden, embedded into my energy, and flowing through the entirety of 2015. Look at the candle go when I said that, that's amazing. And that word is transformation. There are a lot of ways I want to transform personally in 2015. I want to heal my body and get in shape, transform my relationships with people so I have closer bonds with friends, transform my career into something even more thriving. 2014 was a bit of a rut, all things considered, painful and slow, and I'm quite ready to put that to an end. So that was my thought process, and there are some key areas, as you can see, that I really do need and want to transform. One is my physical form. My physical form, you can't really tell, but is overweight, and it's a result of many years of difficulty, you know, that it's stemming from the abuse, getting through the abuse, comfort eating, things of that nature, till it snowballed and snowballed and snowballed, and now I'm like, I really need to get a grip and just start really treating my body better, healing my body, and exercising again and eating right. And once I have that sort of sorted, I know that that will be better for me energy wise and all the rest of it, and it will make me feel a metric ton better. Wanting to transform my relationships with people so that I have closer bonds with people. I really want to travel around a bit more, and I was thinking maybe this is one of the ways in which I could do, like, travel and go see people. Because when we went travelling day before yesterday, I was just thinking how much I enjoy it. Even just passing through all the scenery and seeing it all, and I don't mind all of that. I quite enjoy seeing all the nature. It's beautiful. And another thing is, of course, that I do hold away. I do hold myself back from building relationships with people, and that in 2015 is something I want to change, transform. And transform my career into something even more thriving. I want to feel more independent. I want to feel like my income is something more relied upon, and I want to sort of build it from the base that I already have. I have a lot of ideas going forward for the store, for the channel, for things related to the store and the channel, and then for training outside of the channel, for things that I could do within the channel, but also in the physical world that might help me get like a physical job if necessary, because that's a possibility going forward, in areas that speak to me. So it's not going to be something which is soul destroying, basically, because I like I said, the whole routine of doing something soul destroying, I just can't do it anymore. I know I'd shut down, so. So to the effect of the power word of transformation, I've been looking into what I can even do right now, and today is the day before Yule, and I thought, well, what would be really, really good is to set up a crystal grid for transformation, and I'm going to explain all about it in the actual video following this one. And the idea of it is to set up a crystal grid going into the longest night of the year, because you're going through that longest night of the year. It's like going through the underworld to emerge into the light, and that kind of really gives a beautiful energy sense of, if you want to transform something, maybe this is the point to start before we are even into 2015, going through that that tunnel, coming through the underworld and becoming more. So that is it for this video. I am about to I will turn around and video the crystal grid and describe all about that, and then we'll have the Yule video, and then that will be it for this year. Many blessings.